Insane video of gas stations all along the southeastern United States that have huge lines of people trying desperately to fill their cars up with gas if the gas stations actually still have any fuel. Many of them are flat out. Look at some of this footage. Tell me this isn't wild. This is from a photojournalist taking these shots. You can see it goes up and around the curve here. These are vehicles all waiting in line to try to get to a gas station that you can't even see. It's out of sight, completely down the road where these vehicles are hoping to go. Possibly, fingers crossed, they may be able to fill up there and have their car full. This is a run on the gas stations. See, all the way over there and around the corner and down that street, you still can't even see where the gas station is. And all the way down there was the Costco sign. Right at the very end, you could see. Just on the very right side of the screen here, I'm probably covering it. Right there, you can see the Costco sign. That's how bad the line is in this one location, and that is not a one-off. Watch as this truck drives by a bunch of vehicles just trying to get some gas. One after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. Finally, it goes winding through and in through the gas station. This is becoming a common sight. Let me know in the comments, are you seeing this where you live? Are gas stations out of gas? How long do you think it'll be before you can get access to more fuel? Real quick, before we get back to these insane videos and way more of these mega lines at gas stations, what the hell is happening here? Well, hackers have used a ransomware attack to shut a major American oil pipeline. Several days have gone by. The Biden administration has declared a regional state of emergency to try to keep some of the oil supply moving until they can open this pipeline back up. The cyber attack is the largest ever on an American energy system, and this shows you that it's not just computers that can be hacked at home or at work, but it's major institutions, and this is a giant pipeline. The Colonial Pipeline Company reported on May 7th it was the victim of a cybersecurity attack that involves ransomware. It carries 2.5 million barrels a day of gasoline, diesel, heating oil, and jet fuel on its 5,500-mile route from Texas to New Jersey. Here's how it happened according to according to Bloomberg. They say the intruders, who are part of a cybercrime gang called DarkSide, they are out of Russia, these guys. And gals, I guess. They took nearly 100 gig of data out of the Alpharetta, Georgia-based company's network in just 2 hours last Thursday. Here we are on Tuesday. The move was part of a double extortion scheme that's one of the group's hallmarks. They were threatened that the stolen data would be leaked to the internet, while the information that was encrypted by the hackers on computers inside the network would remain locked unless a ransom was paid. And they're working on doing this now. Here's where this pipeline runs along the East Coast, and it's not going to shock you to see, here's where we're seeing already some gas shortages. Now, I'm in Orlando, Florida. I haven't seen any around here just yet, but there is also something beyond just a supply issue. It's people seeing this, and just like the toilet paper runs last year, rushing out to try to get their own, and the problem kind of dives in on itself doubly. Here's another line, a gas shortage, and you can see just how bad this has gotten. Cruising down the road, and it's car after car after car. Some of these people have no hope of actually getting gas, I wouldn't think. That's an Exxon station there that they're driving by, and quite a few vehicles have piled up on that road. Some more before we get to a few additional details, including what the hackers are saying now, and a website that's totally crashed as a result. Here's lines outside a big Murphy USA gas station, and you can see that the vehicles are in multiple lanes and piled up, and the line goes much further back as the camera will pan over here in just a second. Up and around the corner this goes for people to just wait to get into the parking lot itself. This is in North Carolina, one of the states that are most heavily affected by this. If you're in North Carolina, let me know what you're seeing out there. And if you know stuff about computer security, do you think they have any chance of getting past this issue? Because we've got problems. Look at this. It's insane. If it's not happening where you are now, it will be happening where you are very likely if you're anywhere on the east of the Mississippi very, very soon. And the problem is you probably don't need to do this, but because people see other people doing it and they see the lines getting longer, it becomes something we're very familiar with in the southeastern United States. Just like before a hurricane, everybody makes a run on fuel. You don't want to be left out. The White House chiming in on this and saying some pretty insane things, including, you know what, whether they pay a ransom or not pay a ransom, it's a private sector decision, even though Russian hackers are involved in this.
Thus far, Colonial has told us that it has not suffered damage and can be brought back online relatively quickly, but that safety is a priority, given that it has never before taken the entire pipeline down. Colonial is responsible for safely returning the pipeline to service, and our role in the federal government is to take proactive steps to analyze the impacts of the shutdown on the delivery of gasoline, diesel, and aviation fuel in states that are dependent on the pipeline.
Here's the part about the ransomware in a second.
And to identify federal options for alleviating supply shortfalls should they develop.
Would the administration offer any advice on whether or not to pay a ransom?
So typically that is a private sector decision, and the administration has not offered further advice at this time.
Thanks.
Given the rise in ransomware, that is one area we're definitely looking at now to say what should be the government's approach to ransomware actors and to ransoms overall.
All right, what do you think about the Biden administration's response to this? We haven't really given them any advice or reached out. This is a private sector decision. Do you think that is the Biden administration abandoning this company and thus abandoning everybody across the southeastern United States? I imagine a couple states in there Biden didn't win, right? And you see what's going to happen to them. Is this a weak move on the part of the Biden administration, or is this a defensive move? Because if they wandered into this, hackers may be more likely to target places like this if they know the U.S. government will bail them out. And they'll ask for even more with their ransomware attacks. Pipeline outage causes U.S. gasoline supply crunch, panic buying. That's what you're seeing right now. We also have emergency orders in, let me see how many states, 17 states and Washington, D.C., due to fuel shortages. That's in Alabama, Arkansas, D.C., Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi. I'm out of fingers. New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. And the White House is worried, well, not so much about helping this company get the pipelines back open, but more so that the gas stations that are on the southeast side of things are going to price gouge.
That we expect that gas station owners are and should act responsibly. We will have no tolerance for price gouging. Federal and state officials will be investigating those actions if they see price gouging, and we are urging consumers to report any price gouging to their state attorneys general.
First of all, let me know if you've seen any price gouging on gas where you are in the comments. I'd love to see that. And more importantly, is price gouging kind of important in a moment like this? Follow me on this, because I know that might sound crazy and you might be rolling your eyes back. But if there is no real major immediate reason for all these people to be rushing to the gas stations, wouldn't some price increases maybe hold them back a little bit to wait until they get this pipeline back open and other reserves arrive in the area? That could kind of level the playing field out, but who knows what they're going to actually consider price gouging. The hackers are even apologizing for disrupting the Colonial Pipeline operations. They vowed to be more selective in their targets. They say, we are apolitical. We do not participate in geopolitics. Do not need to tie us with a defined government and look for other motives. Our goal is to make money and not creating problems for society. It's all broken Russian, probably on purpose. From today, we introduce moderation and check each company that our partners want to encrypt to avoid social consequences in the future. That's an alleged statement from the Dark Side Hacker Group. And keep in mind, the Russian government's probably going, what the hell are you doing? And putting pressure on them. The website Gas Buddy has been crashed all day long. I'll try it again live because so many people, oh, there it finally goes. I finally got it after about 45 minutes. People are trying to see how much gas costs out there, and these websites are crushing under the pressure. Right now, across the country, average gas prices on regular are about $2.98. Yesterday, it was 2 cents cheaper. And a week ago, it was 7 cents cheaper. Go back to a year ago, it was $1.14 cheaper. And it's probably going to get a lot more expensive as time goes by. These lines are going to continue, and you're probably seeing them happen in your area right now. What do you think happens next? Are we in big trouble here? Is the Biden administration doing enough to help these folks out and help this company get back online? Let me know in your comments. I know you will. You always do, and I'll be hanging out with you in that comment section. If you like this video, please hit that share button to let more people know what's going on out there, as we always do with these videos. If you're new and you're over on Facebook, hit that follow button at facebook.com/thenewsjunkie for videos just like this every single day. On YouTube, you can hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk to you again real soon.